Hello everyone and welcome to the final match of Wacky Roulette 2 after 4 weeks and 39 matches. This is the 40th and final one, and it is time for the rematch, the match between the two Roulette Rivals champions of this year. It is Scruffy versus Moo for the grand title. Joining me is, and I will have to say this in a very particular way, is CurryMaker, who doesn't have the source on this screen. So let me. And now he has the scene. So hello, Mo. How's it going?
Hello. Hope everyone can hear me now. Very excited for this grand final. Very excited to see a rematch between these two titans.
Yep. Obviously, this tournament was always advertised as you don't only need to be good at roulette, but also know the cards and the card counters and whatnot. We do end up with the best, two best roulette players in the finals, so I'm not sure how much that says about the cards, but I hope that it will be very exciting, very high-level gameplay, and maybe a bit wacky. We will have the first map here in little under 3 minutes, as we are waiting for the first cards used. I can already reveal that the first map was going to be Whittleton Creek, but it is already changed to Mendoza by Moo. We will talk about it in a bit more detail when we get to the other scene, but just gonna spend the usual minute or 2 minutes to talk about the brackets very quickly, how we got here. Scruffy is the winner's bracket player, and as such he has had the advantage during drafting. Has defeated Giggs 8-0, then Gregory 6-4, that was a close one. Yanini 6-2, and then the winner's bracket final was another 6-2 against Moo, who had to go down and earn his way back through the LB final, and that was an 8-2 against Chris X3. The 8 is not not there by accident. I think not the only two cards, but two of the cards that had been used like on a match point, and they were used for double points. So they didn't stop at 6, they stopped at 8 points. I mean, the rest of the Moo's journey was win against Nezuko, Luke, channel joined before losing to Moo, and then of course we talked about the Chris X3 LB final 2 days ago. And we should be ready here.
Yes. We have a countdown set. We have another map change, actually. We will not go to Mendoza, but we'll go to Bangkok for our first map.
Pretty interesting back and forth there. So Whittleton Creek became Mendoza, and then it became Bangkok as well very shortly. I think it's fair from Scruffy to change that up. Of course, they have a limited amount of cards, and you could maybe consider passing some maps, especially in a long final, which could be up to 8 maps long. But Scruffy thought it's important enough to change Moo's tactical pick of Farewell. And of course, Moo in the first place wanted to change Scruffy's first map pick of Whittleton Creek.
Absolutely. I mean, I think Scruffy publicly mentioned he had some of the RR8 throwback cards that do enforce secondary conditions on the spin. And, well, Whittleton Creek would have been one use for that card. But Moo did not want that, so changed it to something else, and that may be a card that Scruffy is unable to use, depending on the rest of the maps in this series, of course.
Now that it's an open secret, I guess we can talk about the fact that Scruffy does have the RIA throwback card and wanted to use it in Whittleton Creek, which is the first map. I'm saying this because that is literally what Scruffy is saying in chat. But I do need to think it one step further, and then that's actually one of many topics we talked about before going live with Curry, is that Sapienza is coming next. Well, not next, but it's gonna be map number 3. We'll see if Moo. Oh my god! So I have Mo next to me, and then Moo as the finalist. So Moo.
Yes.
I wonder how many more map cards does he have remaining.
Yeah, I mean, always good to have some of those in your back pocket, just to make sure you can negate a bad map that you don't want to play, or skew the odds in your favor. But for map 1, 2 of them are out already.
can of
So
course
we shall
make
see if
the
there's more to come.
that will either make the match less wacky or makes any remaining card that has been used much more impactful. This is the first to 8 grand final for the Wacky 2 title. Curry, let's get us started in Bangkok.
It's going to be a Jordan Cross consumed poison spin in Hotel Security and Ken Morgan assault rifle as Morgan's bodyguard.
I think Jordan Consume is the biggest knowledge check of the map. Of course, there are spins where you want to have the woke shots, the suit, bugmans and whatever's, but no kill condition is as strictly knowledge based as the Jordan Cross Consume Poison with its, I think, several different viable timings, and just depends on how quickly you can get to one, ranging from the 125 and just bump Jordan all the way up to 3 minutes with a holy matic delay. So curious to see what timings do they go for and can they make it.
Definitely interested to see Mu choosing one of the timing involving the gun delay. So he goes to report a gun first before he'll go upstairs, giving him a little bit of extra time. And Scruffy's doing the same.
I do want to... I open my notes, I want to check. It's 145 if I'm not mistaken. So that's like kind of the middle timing for Mu and Scruffy as well. And of course, if you think about, I'm not sure downpiping, but downstairs, going to the chest passing area and lure the security up, I think that could be fine. You should be getting there about the 145 mark.
Yeah, looking at Mu's in-game time and where he is right now, being about 10 seconds ahead right now, should be fine.
I think a little
guard
jump
is right there.
Sorry.
Oh, good. It's just the guard right there, and Mu can acquire the disguise in just a couple of seconds, assuming this guard doesn't radio in for another 2 minutes.
Which he might for 1 minute or so, but luckily not 2. And I was gonna say that Mu could have problems with the lack of items that he has for the KO, and he ended up with a corner subdue, which honestly I haven't seen others do. Of course, he's in a bit of a time rush, but ended up working for him. There's the 125, there's the kill. Same for Scruffy, it's actually quite a few seconds faster.
Very nice. I was a bit worried. Scruffy decided to first drag the body to the chest and then switch disguises. I mean, of course, I assumed he knew his timings perfectly, but I would be way too nervous that the kill is just gonna like take a second earlier before I can switch my disguise and fail that way.
No, that's a very, very fair point, but luckily they were both on top of those timings. Scruffy catches up by a second or two, immediately pauses, so the advantage is gone a bit, by not using the Durian, which takes 3 seconds to kick off, but the emetic gas device, the emetic tool rather, which is immediate, but still moves the first one to get the KO, and we get the body found, we get some lockdowns, but luckily no question marks from anywhere.
So far, he's good. Same on Scruffy's side, got the kill. Running to an exit. This is going to be a photo finish by the looks of things.
There's a minuscule chance that Scruffy will get the body found, because I don't know where the gun is brought. I think it's going upstairs to the security room, but Scruffy also gets out. The difference is going to be like 6 to 8 seconds, which will be towards the line of Scruffy waving or not waving. Especially if we have different stream delays and loading times, but hopefully it will only be a quick photo finish, maximum of 1 load that has been, or that will be checked by Curry.
Yes. Quick maths tells me that Mu is ahead by 7 seconds.
Sounds about right. Scruffy and the Mu both. I didn't see that it's Stock who tells us the info. 2:51 in game time by both players. Obviously, it was fairly simple spin. Not a lot of execution checks you have to do. Just have to remember which consume timing you go for, and they ended up executing the same, waiting for the same 10 timing, who was luckily not RNG like Jorge or Athena or some other people would be.
Yeah, actually, good point out that Scruffy did have an early replan, so he does have 2 loads versus Mu's 1s, which could sway this in his favor. So I think I'm gonna have to count this out.
Oh,
return with a result in a couple of seconds, hopefully.
Unfortunate for you, Curry, already starting off with a photo finish, but thank you in advance. And we'll see how it goes for these two players. Yeah, the Emetic device versus the Durian was, I think, one change that I guess saves Scruffy, but then there's immediate response from Moo, says it doesn't really save the menu time. I mean, the arguments are there. I don't have the planning screen in front of me. I guess you could say that the Durian is at the beginning of the melee category, and then the Emetic device is towards the middle of the tool category. I don't know. I don't know about this one. Might just be that feels faster seeing it in a match, but behind the scenes doesn't really gain any time. But I guess that means that Scruffy was the quicker planner. I completely missed that one first plan there, or replan. But yeah, that could be very advantageous for Scruffy. 7-second difference, extra load. That's it's right on the line, because I would say that PC load is 4-5 seconds, and then that probably means that Scruffy gets closer to move by 4-5 seconds, but that means that the final difference is 2-3 seconds, and 2 seconds would be a tie, and 3 seconds would be a win. Hello Bedazzle, hello Stock, Eunice, welcome, nice to see you, and of course Geeks, PG, and everyone who's watching this final match of this 4-week tournament, Wacky Roulette 2, obviously originally created by Crazy for Daisy, who did a really successful first edition last year, was voted Community Event of the Year at the R Awards last December. And of course on, I don't know, I guess on one summer evening, the idea came that it should be a second event, and still in cooperation with Daisy, who was a great help throughout the tournament, but I think the PC event broke like early last week, or late last week, and then of course the matches are just not favoring his time zone, but he's been very helpful, and I'm glad we could collaborate with him on this tournament. Wait, that's not that wacky. Yes. I'm not sure what that refers to, but in Wacky Roulette, in case we have some new people watching, it is basically a roulette tournament with the important change at the top of the screen. Players are in possession of up to 7 consumable trading cards at the same time, and before each map they have the opportunity to play one. Obviously they have their own side rules and caveats and loopholes with that, but that's the main gist of it. And then we started with already a map with 2 cards being used. We were meant to be in Whistledown Creek, but that was changed to Mendoza by Moo, and then later on that was changed to Bangkok by Scruffy. And that's why we ended up here. And if this match goes 6 maps and no one changes anything about this one, the 6th map will also be Bangkok. There are, apart from the original random draw, no additional rules. We have had, well, it's not really a draw, it was a pick ban phase for all 8 maps for the grand final. But with cards like this, it is possible that we play the same map multiple times, obviously with different spins. So quick recap for anyone joining late. We started in Bangkok, which was, as you can see, Consume Jordan and Ken AR Smorgan's bodyguard. Not a whole lot of things to do on that regard. And they indeed finished with the same in-game time, 2 minutes and 51 seconds. Moo was the first one to finish. He has a 7-second advantage, but Scruffy has the extra load, so it is all up in the air whether it's a move-in or a tie. Because I'm still not seeing Scruffy take the lead by more than 2 seconds. That would require him to be loading for, I guess, 9 seconds longer than Mu in total. This is the final Sunday before the storm that is about to happen, the RWC 2025, the marquee event of Road 7 Speedrun community, will begin its 6th edition. Signups begin on Monday and will last for 1.5 weeks. And then after 7.5 weeks, we will have our next world champion with I was going to say new champion is far from guaranteed because Scruffy is last year's winner and is probably the favorite for the title as well, but obviously it's a long way to go. Hopefully we will get that 64 entrants like in previous years, and then the full group stage experience into the all intense knockout stage to decide the champion. Mu has one main objective with this match is wanting to watch the Arsenal game. Arsenal plays Manchester City in less than 50 minutes from now. And with the first map taking so long and the potential of being a 1-1 after one map, that kind of doesn't make the match any shorter. But we have something in matchups. And
we do have a result indeed.
Do you want to read it out?
I can do it, yes. So Scruffy did load twice indeed for a combined of 9 seconds, 9.02 seconds. Mu loaded only once for 3.13 seconds, which still is a 1.11 second advantage for Mu, but which that's not enough. So Bangkok will end in a tie, leaving at a score of 1-1.
Well, that's preparation, or no. I guess there was anything but preparation, because that's what I wanted to say. The map changed twice, and the spin came, but it didn't phase the opponents. We will have a 1-1, and we will have a quite interesting second map as Curry is setting up. I wanted to send the words to you, but I think I just read it out because it's pretty exciting. Scruffy was the first one to play their card, and we'll use stiff knees, which, as you can see now, the opponent must unbind the crouch key. Not as annoying, but definitely makes the plays slower, because 47 runs slower while crouched. On the other hand, Mu has played empty pocket, which means the opponent must keep one of their 2 gear slots empty. So quite a wacky second map.
Much for sure. No map card played this time. So we will indeed go to chunking, which I believe was a Mu's pick.
Yes.
Perfect.
I'm not gonna say the whole Big Ben process out loud, but if anyone remembers the double elimination competitions in Roulette Rivals, especially the last couple of years, not this year because it's Swiss and works differently with a single elim, but these double elim finals always started with the winner's bracket player picking one map and then the loser bracket player picking one map. So we had Whittleton picked by Scruffy, Chongqing picked by Mu. We will likely have Sapienza picked by Scruffy, then Berlin by Mu, and then with the same pattern, Miami, Bangkok, Dubai, and Santa Fortuna are the next maps that could happen if we get that late.
Indeed. Scruffy probably with a bigger nerf on this map, requiring 1 empty gear slot, as we can already see in his loadout. Might hurt him more than Mu unable to crouch or uncrouch. which might just trigger OCD, but doesn't hugely impact the match. But we have a chonking spin coming. Let's see what it is.
And let's see how. Ooh, this is gonna be interesting. Let's see if they have the analyst bug, because it's Hush Fire Access Facility Analyst and Imogen Silence SMG as perfect test subject.
I very much hope they don't. Otherwise, I would have obviously respawned that, and I would have assumed with a chonking in the spin, either player would have notified me. They had that, but
I feel like at this point only PG says it in front, which I really appreciate, but otherwise it
should definitely
kind of
start doing that. Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely. But I mean, so far both players are just going in, and I don't. Moo's outside, so we'll either get a crash within the next couple of seconds for him, or it should be good. And I assume Scruffy would have already protested as well if he did have the bug.
Problems though. Scruffy is going to grab the facility engineer, so I'm not sure if the pictures are not loading for his side or just didn't take enough time checking out the spin, but well, Scruffy is the player who will check the spin before the kill, so that will be a very rude awakening when he gets up to Hush.
Absolutely, and honestly, it could just be like the thing you're used to, right? You start analyst, and you only kind of only start analyst when it's either analyst or facility engineer. So like it would have totally been the first thing I do as well. Just and I think he's realized literally just now that it's not engineer, it is analyst that he needs to grab.
Good point by BG. We had an R17 participants spreadsheet or page, I want to say that, but neither Scruffy nor Moo has the Chongqing or Dubai bugs listed, so at least there's
Perfect.
that. But that doesn't save him from this spin and this restart, and Moo now a minute and 5 seconds ahead, 1 kill ahead. Although I don't really like that Mogwai hand peeking out just slightly bit on Moo's end.
Checking the closet just to be sure. But yeah, I mean, especially with Scruffy's restart, he's well ahead by now.
Yeah, also in Moo's case, this was going into the closet resets the crouch state, which I didn't.
Right.
I wasn't looking that strictly on Moo's side. I wasn't sure if he was crouching, but probably he was, and that's why he went to the closet. And now he's back up to full speed again.
Absolutely. And much nicer to look at as well. But yeah, I mean, it's possible that the disguise change or something might have done something there. I can't remember exactly. But yeah, Moo's very close to just finishing this chonking very quickly.
That's him. Hush the bastard.
Yeah, it's.
Wow.
I think Moo is the best person when it comes to drone timings.
You got the bastard.
There's been not one, not two instances when found the perfect timing and got to Imogen with the least amount of weight. This is a bit easier timing to make or simpler shot to make, but regardless, Moo with the perfect Chongqing takes the lead 3-1.
Nice indeed. Scruffy is not too far behind, and honestly, like if he didn't for facility engineer at the start of the spin, it would have been another photo finish likely.
It would have been, yeah. They are at the top of their game within 30 seconds of each other, and not many other players would be within 30 seconds of either of them. So it is in some way the perfect grand final. See how deep it can go with Moo having the early lead. I think Moo lost the crouch button, or just looking at the rest. I think he already rebinded, just checked out what else he could do.
Possibly Scruffy confirming that he did misread the spin initially.
So now for the... Oh my god, there's the open question, or the open secret. What will happen to this Sapienza? And Scruffy is facing one huge dilemma, because Moo has played the Master Assassin card. Opponent must play on Master difficulty. But in Scruffy's case, do you still play RA Throwback, the card that we all know he has? Or does he change the map? Does he nerf Moo in other ways? Ace is gonna be really interested to see.
Certainly. And yeah, Scruffy currently has to play with on master difficulty. And this might be the only choice, only option Scruffy still has in this match to play his RR8 throwback card, since none of the remaining maps do feature secondary conditions, unless we obviously change to one. Mu has pointed out that the Master Assassin card does actually have Scruffy's face on it, and Scruffy will change the map. Indeed.
Oh my god, but it's not just a map change, it's quite the mission change. We will go to Patient Zero, I think the most controversial map of this tournament. Well, we do know now what conditions not to give. Injected and Firewire will, I think, be quickly overruled as too difficult, even for a final. I think it's big what if, like, I think that was made apparent during the last time that Owen just behaves too wacky for us to comprehend.
That does seem like it. This does seem like a much better spin for the players, however.
Also want to say that I'm just waiting for the bottom left corner to reappear. Patient Zero doesn't have difficulty modes, so incredible counter by Mu. It's not only a easier map to play on Master, it's a map you don't have to play on Master at all.
That is... I wouldn't have actually known that. I would have thought Scruffy forgot to change the difficulty, but no, it makes perfect sense. Yeah, some of the bonus missions, or just bonus missions generally, don't have the difficulty classes. And we can see in Mu's end, it just says play. There is no, like, play on thing. Scruffy is just in case trying to do the Firewire kill.
Proving us wrong, I'm sure it's possible. I mean, it is possible. Speedruns do it, 5-wire categories do exist, but depends on the disguise. And I think it was Handyman in that faithful faithful David that spin. There was just not enough time to get there. It was all awkward.
Yeah, I think. Yeah.
Stock makes a good point, although obviously he's half joking at least, but the FAQ section does specify that these cards do indeed mean, if possible, if the map allows it, if the amount of starts allows it, because that's how we roll with all the similar starts, with the default loadout, the no loadout, the must start suit, the must start in disguise, default start, default exit. Yeah, if it's possible, it can happen, and obviously any inconsistencies will be just chatted about between the maps, but I think now it's all set, and it will be an even fight on this very exciting Patient Zero, Curry.
It is, and it is going to be a suit start indeed. It's going to be suit Owen Cage Katana. I hope that's not banned. I didn't check. I can't remember any ban conditions actually on this, but that looks as legal as I can get. And Klaus Liebleid, Screwdriver Helicopter Pilot.
Okay, let's get this Q&A session underway. You know where the suit is, we know where the screwdrivers are. I don't know about the katana, and I'm sure there's a heli pilot somewhere, but where? Is he below the helipad? Is he in the morgue randomly? No, he is next to the shower, I think.
Yes, you might be right. I think we've seen him in one match at least. Somebody just walked by him and we were like, huh, that's the helicopter pilot right there.
Yeah,
and I might be able to enlighten you with the katana in a second. The regular katana in Yuki's suite does also exist in Patient Zero, according to hitmaps at the very least.
Well, on one hand, thank God. On the other, obviously, it wouldn't probably be a thing if it wasn't mapped. But
yes,
it could be mapped incorrectly. You know, like we are all so confident with by looking at hitmaps.com. But what if it's wrong? It's probably fine.
No, there's no way, right? Hitmap's reputation would shamble if we have an incorrectly mapped item on there. I don't think that's allowed.
Also, with Yanni saying katana in Yuki's room, it feels like even more like confidently that he knows or he has played around it. But there you go. We are off and running, and Scruffy will let us know where the katana is.
And he does seem to at least guess that it's here. He's in the bodyguard disguise. He's entering the suite, which no Yuki in sight, but yep, there it is. Katana in hand. And let's break it in half to put it in the briefcase.
Yeah, it's a lovely update. No, it's always been like this, but it's a lovely update that the X is also fit now.
Indeed.
I think Scruffy...
Yeah,
Yeah, go ahead, sorry.
I was busy with hit mapsing, so I don't actually know where Scruffy left his suit, but I'm assuming it's somewhere near Owen. In a place you can easily get in. Probably Morgue, right? Or something?
I wouldn't be fully sure if it's the helipad or the corridor. I want to say it's the corridor next to Owen, but in any case, it's not a lot of running away from Owen Cage. And that's the second disguise already, and now I guess just a screwdriver, which I think Scruffy already got after leaving the hospital area, so not a lot of gameplay left to do, actually, if both targets are KO'd, which I think Klaus isn't yet.
There is at least someone still in a standing posture. Actually, both are. I think Scruffy might have not done anything for either of these disguises, except KO a whole bunch of people around here to make... I believe that makes Owen stay in place or something. But yeah, there's his suit disguise. And it's gonna be the first kill for Scruffy.
And even more importantly, he didn't get 2 frames too close or whatever and didn't get infected during this throw, so that's the deadly virus contained and secured and whatnot. And I guess this is it for Scruffy. I can't really imagine a bad head turn here, but there was a push, but nothing too bad. Hides him back, and that's gonna be a really well done patient zero by Scruffy.
Very, very nicely done. I thought that might have been Mu as well, though. I thought he put something in. Maybe that just didn't work out, but he did a nice bullet distraction through the glass of the door to get Klaus outside. And yeah, he nicely dodged the master difficulty, and he nicely turned that into an advantage, into the win on patient zero right here. Very nice.
Yeah, just like that. I mean, there are a couple ways to mitigate a legendary card. One by playing so well, and we've seen examples of that. The other is nerf your opponent so hard as well, so that they both suffer. But the third one is to just be smart on your counter card. And we've seen throughout the tournament that going first is not really an ideal way to play your stronger cards, because going second can override it and counter it. And lo and behold, Scruffy 3-3.
Next up, by default, Berlin, but a couple of maps have changed already. This could be another one.
We are getting closer and closer to the second Bangkok, which I mentioned is looming there for like the Wacky part of this final. I'm just gonna quickly change in a sheet that Bangkok was a tie, Chongqing by Mu, Sapienza became patient 0, and that's Scruffy. And it might or might not be Berlin. Still no passes on either players, which means that if this match goes really bad, we might run out of cards, and it's the first Uno reverse of the final.
Very nice. And the second one follows immediately. Will we see a third Uno reverse in the chain? So far, Scruffy has played drunk on the job, which means Mu must have played, or should have played, with inverted mouse y-axis. Mu tried to Uno reverse it. Scruffy has reversed it back. So far, the effect is on Mu again. And he will pass his regular card as well, by the looks of things. So no disadvantage for Scruffy on this Berlin.
Invert Y is such an interesting card, because every time you mention it's negligent, we see someone struggling a lot on vertical maps, and every time we say that it's a huge hindrance, I go back to the first Wacky tournament and see Scruffy basically acing a Dubai spin, which obviously is Dubai, quick map, not so vertical. So I guess it really depends on the player who who gets this card, and for 5 targets, it might be interesting. And Moo changes his sensitivity all the way to the bottom.
I mean, that actually might not be the worst idea, right? Because then, like, small movements up and down are not gonna, like, completely throw your camera away. And you can more easily, like, control your mouse movement, I guess.
That's the theory, at least. It's gonna be fun. Yeah. I mean, I guess it depends on who gets how much time to practice with it. And I don't mean the 2 or 3 minutes before each map, but if you know that your opponent has the card, which, I mean, you usually don't, but cards are available and stuff, then I guess you can get used to it. But I think these 2 minutes before the 5 target map, it's gonna be really difficult for Moo to be competitive here.
Certainly, so this could be quick advantage to Scruffy, but anything can still happen. All depends on this next spin and how well Moo is able to tame his mouse and play around it pretty much.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. I think Moo wants a straightforward spin. I don't really know if, because let's just think about the 2 extremes. If something is really quick and ends with 4 minutes, you probably still lose out to execution, but can maybe hope for a tie or something, because if it ends with Chamberlain last, maybe that's kind of what Moo needs to hope for, if he can make the same execution checks. But a long spin is probably just gonna be executed slightly faster by Scruffy all throughout, so it's difficult all around, and obviously Scruffy is the favorite for this Berlin.
I'm not sure if it's just about like slow spin fast, slow spin fast, but more like about like complex spin versus easy spin, right? If you have a spin with 5 melee items, you can just throw them at the head and you don't have to aim anything for that. But if it's like 5 firearms, you do actually have to like hit the target actually.
So you mean he shouldn't get a spin which gets his head spinning or whatnot, but
Pretty much.
Here's the Berlin. It's, oh my, it's Scrap Sword for the Man, Explosion Accident Technician, Loud SMG Bartender, Loud Shotgun Delivery Guy, and Garden Fork Dealer. Easy or hard, I don't know, but it's gonna be very long.
Looks of things does indeed. But yeah, I mean, this pretty much probably like a spin where the I actually don't know how much the invert Y affects this spin in particular.
Probably, I mean, it feels like a spin where you could just get going, and obviously it's not a thing, but fix your mouse in a position and just, because it's gonna be running for a long time. But as PG says, a recipient of this card previously, it affects every spin because you just execute it so much slower. Because I think you have to think before every movement, you have to double check if you even look the right way and stuff.
But so far, Moo is actually in the lead. Not by much. Scruffy had to replan.
But you can see it change every second. Oh my god. Moo's hardest ever KO.
Yeah, he's admiring the night sky above Berlin. While clearing out the roofs.
Oh, gets it. I think the second bullet was the one that killed, but it doesn't really matter for these targets.
Luckily not. But this is basically what I meant, right? So you had to take significantly longer than Scruffy to aim that shot to actually hit it. So maybe not the ideal kill condition for them, and I should realize that I should probably note these down now that we don't have fancy boxes I can tick.
I can use a Sharpie on my monitor. It's agent number 3 for both players. And yeah, the Sadical Moo is off to eliminating Banner, and I think same for Scruffy. There's a chance that they will make it remote, but this guy's here, the propane's here, and no one will really route away from this area up to the rooftop, so it's gonna be the SMG for Scruffy, And the advantage grows and grows because Moo will not get his kill for another 5 seconds as he's setting up, but it is gonna be 2 kills each. Number 2 and number 3 are down for both.
Nice. What he found, obviously not a huge issue for Scruffy, that's just the explosion accident.
So,
Same for Moo.
one more advantage that I can see on Scruffy's end is that he puts the... Oh, that was a two-handed SMG down in place of the scrap sword, which he takes into the briefcase. The same briefcase which Moo doesn't have anymore. But I think he started Club Crew, he started Vigil Agency pickup, so it's gonna be a bit more tough to get to the scrap sword.
Definitely did. He had the sawed-off shotgun smuggled, same as Scruffy pretty much. Just apparently didn't bring his briefcase with him anymore.
I mean, I think the biker can carry it. I'm never sure. I know Green can carry it. The regular rooftop guards cannot, but I think both Rolf and the bikers can. It's very awkward rules.
I will never understand who can carry what on Berlin, really.
Neither do the devs. Alright, peekaboos and learns, and maybe a briefcase for Scruffy, who pauses and checks if this is actually legal. Changes into the biker for proxy disguises. Moo did the same, just a bit quicker, so despite the execution problems, oh my goodness, that's tough for Moo, and especially the inverted directions that he gets out of the area. And manages to show it to the camera as well.
Yeah, it's still surprisingly tight, considering that Moo's playing with inverted mouse Y-axis. Slight advantage to Scruffy, I guess, because he did pick up the scrap sword earlier, and just seems to get going a little bit quicker.
It's funny because Moo has had, I guess, momentary better routing, which put him back in the lead, but then every time there's something that needs to do, Scruffy can just do it so much faster without the hindrance.
Absolutely. So both only missing the 2 melee kills. Dealer and Florida Man, 2 downstairs disguises, so I expect both of them are just grabbing the things they need for the kill and heading down into the club.
But the thing about the Florida spins is that you're not there at 4 minutes, where you can use an emetic tool to lure him into Chamberlain's bathroom. Security bathroom, where Chamberlain is. It's not a lot of good ways to get him quickly. Obviously it's gonna be the same tool, just at later times, with longer waits and the walks, and probably gonna be the same save KO, but these players are not 2 minutes away from finishing, maybe at least 3.
Definitely true.
And of course they both learned banner up. Actually, as chat, which Moo likes to joke about sometimes, but I think for this spin made all the sense. But this means that only 2 of the downstairs agents are remaining. If they don't like the cycles, the best they can do is 1 kill, get a second disguise, and go back up.
Indeed. Moo starting with the dealer grab, while Scruffy is following Montgomery around. One of the downstairs agents that he still has, and seems to be looking to isolate him over here somewhere.
Okay, I've never known about that part of the Montgomery cycle. He's talking to someone, his own guard maybe? Does Scruffy know about this? Did Scruffy practice this? No. Judging by the camera shake, the answer is no. But this lures Montgomery, somehow.
Very interestingly, but it's not what he wanted, apparently.
That's where the Florida man should go. And with the emetic tool placed down, that's where he will end up. Now the problem is for Scruffy, he might have the same proxy conversation, unless he takes some distance. Oh no, he turns, luckily. But this is quite a unique situation for Scruff. Looks like he does get Florida Man. And what's happening for Mu? Oh, that was a peekaboo for Montgomery. And then
it actually was an audio distraction, not even a peekaboo, and he just managed to get his guard.
oh,
And him, very nice.
it was barely before the door opened, and if the door was open, that was gonna be sure as hell frontal KO. But it's gonna be 4 kills down, and Chamberlain is coming back. But Mu hasn't done anything about the Florida Man. That will be a longer grab the more he waits. Oh my, how is it gonna be? Okay, the door's opening the right way. Gets the KO with the open door, which I think is fine for most of the time, because how few real NPCs are nearby, but that was still so scary. Mu gets the 5th agent knocked out.
Absolutely. Just last thing he needs is Florida Man. But we see for Scruffy, he would have been upstairs a little bit ago. Not sure where he is right now.
See Scruffy get the 4th kill. Scapsol Florida is correct. And now the shorter trip. Go and get the dealer. But the other question for Scruffy is where is gonna be Montgomery with all of these weird proxies and stuff. So I guess after all, it is much quicker for Mu, because look how quick this KO is.
This is crazy, and I'm not sure if it's related, but if it is, hands down, he did get the dealer to wake up again after the grab earlier. And that might have caused Florida Man to take this route again now. But yeah, Mu is very, very close
Mo is basically
to
done,
finishing the spin.
and I'm not sure Scruffy can make photo finish, because I think it's, judging by the instinct, I've seen Montgomery up there where Banner would be, so that's gonna be a long one. Very nicely done by Mu. Inverted mouse Y, and wins a 5-target map over the R16 champion.
Nice indeed. He has pressed down. I'm just gonna wait for a little bit. Maybe Scruffy can pull out some surprises for us.
Yeah, he, like us, are looking for Montgomery, but with all the delays and proxies, he's only now going to go down these same stairs, and this could technically be within 45 seconds, but not realistically. And Scruffy also just goes against, and we'll go for a final target.
So it will be a Mu 1 map. Giving him the advantage and putting him on not quite match point yet, actually, with the
the annoyance of the first to 8 and the photo finish ties that Mu needs 3 points, Scruffy needs 5, and that's not doable in just 1 or 2 maps each.
Unless we get a double or nothing.
Unless, I have no idea. Scruffy actually DM'd me about something, but I'm not going to reveal. It's not related to rules, so. But I am gonna mention everything that is in the public chats, at least. I think it's best if you go with that distinction. It might be Dubai. No, it's why do they? No, it's Miami. Scruffy scared me, but going to Miami next. Oh, Mu has typed in the matchups channel about what cards he has used. And he did not get the master card back.
Yes. That was his question. The master is used.
Yes. But we're back on track. Obviously, getting low on cards, both of these players, so we'll see which one gets used. Gonna have to be back in a couple seconds.
Sure, I will try to entertain the masses by telling everyone that Mu is passing. Both players are passing for this upcoming Miami. So sadly, we will not be wacky for this next map. I feel like that should be a point deducted from either of them. But so it shall be. Maybe they don't have the cards they actually want to use. Or something else.
Alright then. Oh, thanks for the raid, everyone. Or thanks for the raided messages, everyone. And thanks Dark Matter 2 for the raid.
Welcome, welcome. We are playing Roulette Rivals now. No cards used.
Which I think is unsurprising. I'm just gonna go through the actual card used. The bank. I think 9 cards have been used already. I'm just scroll through the chat. 2 before the first map, 2 for the second map, 2 for the third one, and then 3 for this Berlin. Of course, with the inverse mouse Y and then the Uno reverse, Uno reverse.
Yes, you seem to be correct. I also do count 9.
So unsurprising that we will see some passes now.
I mean, assuming both of them had a full hand of 7 cards before this match, that would be 14 cards in total. With 9 plates would mean 5 cards are still in their hand. One of them is an RR8 throwback in Scruffy's hand, which he can't play anymore. So there's actually 4 cards remaining that realistically one of them can play. Of course, Scruffy could play it or could play on a map. We could change to a map where we have secondary objectives and then Scruffy could play it.
I think I can give you the exact numbers. Scruffy has played 5 cards in this chat, so has 2 remaining. One of them is R8 throwback. And then Mu has played 4 cards, has 3 remaining, and we have no knowledge of what they are. Well, we do, but not as public.
I of course know what either of them have, so no surprises here, but maybe the spin will be surprising to someone. Not sure whose turn it is actually.
Go ahead.
The Sierra Nox Loud Assault Rifle as the Aeon driver with the no KO as well, and Robert Knox Pistol as the Blue Seat driver.
Let's see, the fast Sierra firearms. I think one of the controversial kill conditions of this map. How much risk do you want to take? Because I think it's obvious that you want to start with shots, although I'm not seeing move with a poison yet. And he's trying to go around. I thought he had the banana and the blue egg, and he will just go for sugar. And same for Scruffy, they just... I need to think about this. Does it not work out loadout-wise? Might not.
Apparently, I mean, they do need to, or they want to use the banana for the quick Aeon driver. And apparently a blue egg for the Blue Seat driver, I guess. I don't know the Blue Seat driver grab off the top of my head, so I can't comment on that too much. But if that also requires an item, then you do need to bring in the pistol, you do need to bring in the loud AR as well. So yeah, obviously, okay, you don't need to bring in the pistol, but it's very much beneficial.
Right, the Aeon is a mandatory banana. Blue Seed is something that you want to use a sedative on. So that's banana blue egg used. And then the pistol for Robert, loud AR for Sierra. The only way I could see this one, and that's now me being a devil's advocate, is that you don't bring a silence pistol, you bring a Chank. And then one of the Chank is for the Blue Seed, the other one is for whoever, and then loud Robert kill. I think all things considered, you still want to do sugar. I think it's a fair assessment.
Yeah, that's what I meant. You don't technically have to bring in the pistol. You could take one off a guard on the map, and I think Muas just realized he didn't pick up the sugar initially.
He has no sugar, indeed. So despite the big in time lead, it might be quite close there, because Scruffy, you can see he has the rice, not rice, but the rice branded sugar. Sure, that's a nice Easter egg, which you never mentioned before.
That's crazy. I would have never paid attention, actually.
But after all, it will still be Mu, of course. Starts the cutscene early. And Scruffy is yet to take the constant mechanic disguise for this also familiar cutscene.
Very much so.
Go see what on earth that was.
Yeah, okay.
I guess with all this, I guess it's good for Moo that Scruffy had the restarts, because I'm...
John, it's great. Look, I'm in a deep hole.
The rest of the spin will be quite straightforward from here.
Yesterday, right?
Yeah, probably. I mean, I don't know... Again, I don't know the blue seat driver grab off the top of my head. I don't know how straightforward it is, how easily you can rip to it. But if that's... As soon as that's done, pretty much, the rest of the spin should just be straightforward.
Yeah, I want to say that the current meta for Blue Seed is do that sedative item once he stands up. With a thrown lure, everyone else is looking away from him and you can just get the quick grab.
I think I know which one it is now. I just wasn't sure which driver that grab is.
Ah, no, it's fair. I mean, drivers. It's one of those weird logics of this this game as well. But I think that's gonna be the final big challenge for Moo, who wants to go safe and lure this event security, which it's not necessary with a banana, but this is not a banana anymore. And it's not gonna be a thrown lure. Get both of them out of the way, and if you can check on the minimap, there's no other real NPC anywhere close.
Everything's fake, as always. So yeah, Moo definitely has the difficult part of the spin done and is in quite a significant lead.
Looks like it's gonna be the same for Scruffy, but I didn't see the thrown distract there. He just has the guard at a much more fortunate part of his cycle, and we'll be able to catch up. If this is a 4-minute 20-second... it's a 4:30 spin for both, then Moo's advantage will last, but maybe Scruffy has a better rubber timing and gets closer.
We will see. I mean, Scruffy is going to be a bit earlier in the cycles, anyways, because Moo did have to go back up and down to get the sugar, which did cost him some time. So, oh, but doesn't really look like it. Rubber is downstairs for Scruffy.
Close, but definitely not close enough, and he needs to do some guard considerations as well. He can't bullet distract because that stops Robert as well. Maybe he can turn them now, but it is just way too long. Not out of his fault, but obviously the first restart has kind of ended his chances for this Miami. I think Moo will be 7-3 up unless something goes horrifically wrong. Ooh, we're not out of the woods yet, but instead of the double KO, he takes the loud shotgun, and now he will be fine.
Indeed. It is actually likely that Scruffy can pull this to a photo finish, so I will wait this out just a second. It's going to be a very, very long one at that.
He can. He won't be happy because it is a 4:30 spin done by Moo with 5:33, but still gonna be a Scruffy better in-game time. But what's the difference?
The difference is quick math, 13 seconds for Moo.
That's not a whole lot, but I mean, if Scruffy restarted twice and Moo has restarted 0 times, then we are back in the same situation of, is this a tie? Is this a Scruffy narrow lead?
But Scruffy has actually waived this photo finish.
Makes your life easier, makes Moo's afternoon easier in terms of that match starting in 5 minutes. But for now it will be a Moo win and a 7-3, and we will go back to Bangkok.
Indeed. So Moo, quite a big advantage. Moo on match point now as well.
Let's see what maps we have remaining. Bangkok, Dubai, Santa Fortuna. So unless it gets to Santa Fortuna, and unless it gets swapped away by some cards, we might have a very quick conclusion to this match. Of course, Scruffy's hope is that both Dubai and this upcoming Bangkok goes his way without Mu taking a single point. And then we would go to the deciding map with no time limit. But until then, we have Mu playing old school. Opponent cannot have red guns at any time immediately. I think Scruffy can do that. Like technically, we can put that in there.
I wanted that. Sure, I can put it on, but it doesn't really change anything.
Just so that Scruffy is happy, we can put that there. So Mu has played old school. It is the Hitman 2016 rules, sorta, just easier to admin. Scruffy cannot have red guns at any time. I think the only part where it can come up is
Wait.
Jordan finding you in the mirror. Sorry, go ahead.
I selected the wrong Bangkok mission.
Oh well, we cannot.
The author.
We can't have a repeat, so now we go to author. Also, it's the source, right? Yeah.
The source. Yeah. Let's change that.
Now we get to have those cards back. So yeah, I think the no red gun rule can only affect. I think it can affect Scruffy in 2 places if he doesn't pay attention. If you peekaboo Jordan into that side room, it has a mirror, and you can have momentary red guns. So you have to wait out or look out for him there. And for Ken in the like the restaurant bathrooms with the Ronald Stump, also known as the pisser. I think one name is better than the other. You can, like, they can glitch into each other, and if you start with the KO on the NPC, then you can have a momentary red gun on Ken before killing him. So that's something that he cannot do. So I think it's quite good for Bangkok. It's quite effective card.
Absolutely. I mean, of course, other maps where it's insanely good as well. Probably long maps as well, but yeah, Bangkok's certainly one where it might catch you off guard.
Looking at the chat, Mu ended up having the same thought process as we did, potentially making it a loud Robert kill. I think Scruffy showcased it well, that it's gonna be 4:30 anyway, so just load in and do it as fast as possible first try, which Mu failed on the fast part, Scruffy failed on the first try part. That's why I had the result there, but a pretty interesting Miami spin we had, and hopefully we will have an interesting Bangkok spin as well. Potentially the final spin of this tournament, unless of course Scruffy wins this map outright. Jordan Cross ladder opener in the suit, and Ken Morgan silent sniper rifle as Morgan's bodycard with no target specification. Ooh, this can have some very nice strats here. I can't wait.
We'll see. Obviously, suit Jordan requires a replan on both players to start in suit on this map, but should be a quick one. And good map knowledge. There's a letter opener right next to the starting location. I didn't actually know that myself.
Also, this was very subtle, but I think this has just decided the map. Let me yap about it for half a minute. Scruffy went to the balcony, which is a hidden but very useful trigger to delay Ken by 30-40 seconds. So he will definitely make the reception timing of like making him sick at 150 or something, which becomes 220 something, right? But for Mu, he gets found trespassing, so I guess it's all going out of the window. But if Mu could have done this first try, he would have used this new strategy called the kinetic impact, which I know it sounds stupid, and I don't know if you saw it before, Curry.
I think I know which one it is, yeah.
Because I think Mu swears by it, that it is perfect for exactly these type of spins, where Jordan is a peekaboo type of spin. You don't delay Ken by any means, and you make him sick from up there, from the studio area, and that that way he can, with the durian, make the actual timing, but it's compromised. So now Scruffy's way will actually be faster no matter how. Wow. I think Mu had the strat, and even the second try would have been competitive, but now I think it's too much. And Scruffy will have to change into a non-trespassing disguise. He's not doing impact, or kinetic impact rather, and we'll just make it to Ken at a very comfortable timing.
Yeah, I mean, the only way that this could still go in Move's favor, of course. Scruffy a single frame of red guns. Either would end his run. But so far it's looking pretty good.
And Scruffy is so early that we can see Ken has just arrived at the restaurant, and I think that's gonna be a change of heart, and especially with the trespass in disguise, he will not be using the storage area, but instead the restaurant bathroom, so it's a secondary target problem will happen. Actually, with the other timing, like the first Bangkok showed, you could have red guns as well like that.
Indeed.
Scruffy playing around there.
He's not reacting to any sort of throws.
Nope.
For whatever reason.
It's just what's gonna make this so much more difficult.
Oh, but this... Oh no, wait, he needs the bodyguard's disguise. Otherwise, that would kind of have been perfect.
I mean, I think you have to subdue. I think subdue will be fine. Oh, the second distraction now hits that way. But Mo gets suspicious by going outside. I think that was the recording crew who lured up there. Scruffy's just gonna get through very smoothly. Wow, we keep going.
You do keep going indeed, by the looks of things. Scruffy climbing back from the dead. Almost out. Could have lost it here and now, but we'll cling on and take us to map number 7.
The first Bangkok was a photo finish tie. This Bangkok is anything but. I think Mu has had a really good strat for this, but couldn't execute it well. Definitely some newer ideas, newer strats in mind, but I guess with time it will get even more comfortable, my Mu. But for now we will have one more map at least, and it's another quick one.
Dubai, our next map. So far a pass from Mu. Already revealed it, even though he's second to play. But Scruffy will pass, and I assume Mu will just repost his pass from a couple seconds that he didn't end up deleting as well. Yes, it is.
Waited for the proper order. So obviously we know that Scruffy has one card remaining, which, I mean, judging by the fact that he used RRA throwback before that card, means it's not gonna be so useful. And now he reveals that he will be playing his second useless RA throwback card. So that is all 7 of Scruffy's cards played. Very unfortunate for him that he ended up with 2 of the R8 cards and he didn't get to play any of them.
So no, he did try. He picked 2 maps which do feature the secondary conditions. Puddleton and Sapienza, but both of them were changed to something else. Although Sapienza would have made his life so much harder with the master mode.
I cannot take it anymore. I will go to Wacky Cards, the Providence community, and check what cards Mu has remaining, because I think 2 is the correct answer, or maybe just 1. Yeah, he has 2.
No, he has 2.
Yes. And I see which 2 he hasn't. Okay. I'm happy now with the knowledge.
I know. I also know which ones he still has now. I think.
Yeah.
I believe. Yeah. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, I cannot talk about it, but they do stand out. Well then, a Vanilla Dubai to potentially end the match again. Mu on match point, but I think this is Scruffy's map. not in a jinx way, but in terms of who's more comfortable on what map. This is much more Scruffy's map, as obviously indicated by his pick. Map 7 is the winner's bracket pick, so Scruffy chose Dubai.
If Scruffy is able to win this now, we will go to map number 8, which would be an untimed Santa Fortuna.
Hear me out. Conditions change tomorrow, and there will be more unique kills added. That's, I think, already a given. Let's just imagine that we will have a couple unique kills from Santa Fortuna. Obviously, Rico can have the feet to the hippo kill, and Jorge can have the dump in the cocaine machine kill. And well, one of them will not be a condition this time tomorrow. That will be removed from the unique map pool. So how cool that would be is that the end of the Wacky Roulette 2 tournament ends on an untimed unique kill spin. But obviously for that, Scruffy needs to win the next map, and then lots more still need to happen.
Absolutely. Still plenty of choices for this to not end up exactly like that. By spin, I believe it's mine to take. It is Carl Ingram's silenced assault rifle as penthouse staff and Marcus Stuyvesant kitchen knife as a famous chef.
Well, at least it's a straightforward one, because you start penthouse and you probably start with a famous chef. You get the Marcus ISO down. Silence, they are next to Carl Ingram. Penthouse staff, one trank shot away from Ingram, so I was gonna say it's a photo finish die, but always there's a possibility for that.
But even that would be enough for Mu to take this map, a match even, as that would put the score to 6-8, and as this is a first to 8, anything but a Scruffy win is gonna end this match.
Yeah, and all of these items are just so easily and so conveniently nearby. So I don't know where we would see any type of variation, to be honest.
That is true. Just some, I guess, some mistakes being made in the isolation is the only way anything could really change here. But so far we're seeing mirrored gameplay left and right.
Yep, and it looks like that's a bit awkward on Moo's side. Scruffy will get the KOs and the kill. Moo also gets the kill and through the closed door. That was huge for Moo. But of course he needs to do more setup with these two final NPCs. Scruffy will take the first lead, that is more than 2 seconds.
Indeed. Scruffy running to get the penthouse staff first now. Right there, as you mentioned, has a calmer shot.
Oh, but gets compromised by that trank shot. And I was just gonna say that how smart he played this entire spin. He stayed in this non-trespassing disguise. Moo also has troubles. I think he will be safe now, getting all 3 KOs with still green guns somehow. Oh, what a way to win/lose this Dubai.
And yeah, Moo is choosing the much safer option of luring the penthouse staff into the side room.
That sounds wrong, but it's as if he knows that he can afford to do that. I think it's not as sinister, because I think Moose has spent enough time. Oh my god, that's so sketchy. Moose has spent enough time on this spin. Knows he either wins either way or loses either way, and with his final kill, if it doesn't fall off the balcony, it will be a win either way type of spin, and Moo will be the Wacky Roulette 2 champion 9-5 through a 7-map thriller.
You will indeed.
That was very exciting, even though of course the final maps featured not a lot of cards, or no any cards for this final 3. But yeah, unfortunate for Scruffy, but Moo was definitely on top of his game. Scruffy very close to the top of his game. Extra long interview, so he misses the football, please. I think I wanna type along the lines of I assume you don't want interview, but that's okay. I actually type it out.
That is very understandable. But yeah, what a grand final it has been.
Yeah, I think it's been such a long time since. Oh, Mook can do an interview. I think Mook can join us, so I think when he's ready, he will join. But I think we waited so long for have like this type of situation in the community. Not one player above everyone, but I think two players above everyone, and this ends up with such exciting matches between Scruffy and Moo. Won each tournament for the last year, and now the winners bracket final and the grand final. And here we have the champion here. Hi Moo, congratulations.
Hey, Info. Hey, Curry. Thank you very much for running what is a pretty demanding tournament. So massive, massive thanks to both of you for that.
Our pleasure, I think, Curry. Thank you guys for playing a very demanding tournament as well.
Yeah, I mean that's true, right? The tournament's super exhausting, to be honest. Like, I don't know if it's just because, like, me personally, right? I'm not playing Hitman like at all right now, but it's like, oh my god, I've got another game. Like, it's. I have felt like that in normal RRs as well, though. To be fair, it's just that LB, right? You're all, when you're I guess a good player, you can't get out of the fucking tournament, right? You're always in it. Like, even when you lose, you're still there. Like, I don't know.
It's difficult. I think it's like so many people have it lately. This feeling like just don't want to play anymore, and I just can't blame any of them because it's the game. It's the grind. But I always wish to know what we could do as a community to not feel burnt out after like a game. I don't know, like the format or.
I think it's just on the players themselves, right? Like, it's hard because we have a small community, right? So if I see a tournament's on and I want the tournament to do well, I'll join it even though I'm not playing, right? Because I'm like, oh, I hope people want to join it. But you almost shouldn't really be joining tournaments, right? If you're not really fully up to it. I guess that's what it is. It's not really on you guys' fault. Like, sure, I have a few things that I think we can improve on Wacky, right? I just think more cards overall would make it more wacky, so it's not too normal. But yeah.
Yeah, I think we should have some exciting discussions about it. Like, kind of don't know when a good time is for it is, right? Because now it's RWC and our Wacky 3 is sometime in like 2 years from now and maybe hosted by Daisy maybe for us. But I think whoever hosts it in whichever format need to change it.
Yeah, I think all you can do really is look at Wacky Run 1 to Wacky 2, right? And it's a massive step up. So if there is a 2 to 3, massive step up again, and then it's probably going to be really fun, right? Like, I mean, this was already like pretty damn fun, nearly there, I think.
Yeah, Scruffy also said it was not wacky enough, and he also said some ideas about like always refreshing the 7 cards and whatever, which could help. Making the cards better would help. Yeah, it's just.
Yeah, it's so hard, right? Like, some cards do nothing, some cards do everything. Like, and then I think the only thing that's clear is the 7 limit and only refreshing 3. I think just more going out, more going in kind of thing, right? Maybe you can hold more cards. Use more cards would be dangerous, I suppose, but just draw more cards, maybe. Hold more and draw more.
Yeah, also the meta always had a pretty weird space. Like, I think Curry and I were just hoping that not a lot happens while we are asleep during matches, and people always wanted to use their sticker cards, which makes sense because that's when it's most effective. But
yeah, but there's also the aspect, right, of you're not really thinking of your wacky match necessarily until you're playing it, right? So it's not like 3 in the afternoon, you're at work and you pull out your phone and say, oh, let me check my wacky cards, see what I can do with them, right? Like,
no, it's fair.
Not gonna happen.
Maybe for a $10,000 tournament to just sleep,
oh yeah.
live and sleep, breathe wacky. But nah, it's I don't know what the best way about is but yeah, probably best to throw out like 20 cards, make another 20 more, abundant, and then the whole card hand size rule, and then we would have an exciting tournament, which which no one wants to admin or cast, but that's for a different time.
But then we'll have fully automated match admins and stuff.
Maybe.
But
Oh yeah.
I hope it was like a good experience. Like I don't know if you played the first one, but apparently it was a bit more wacky than the last time. Just getting more wacky this time.
Yeah, I didn't play the first one. I as brutally honest as I can be. I remember watching like one match and nothing happened in it, so I'm like, well, I'm not watching any more of this.
Yeah.
Like,
And this is what we felt as well. It's just it's a really good concept, but we can do something with the rules to make it better. And I don't think we're there yet, but I don't know whenever if there's gonna be a next tournament, but would have a lot of improvements for sure.
yeah, I mean, me and Scruffy are a niche, like two people, right? We're the ones that played. Well, I guess Scruffy didn't play the most games. We didn't really, but we went the furthest, right? So we'll probably like feel more burned out or more annoyed by the things that we thought weren't perfect, but other people that could say like everything was fine, right? And just have more cards and then that's it. It's fine.
Yeah, it's like I think more cards is the way. Like yeah, have it all the time. But yeah, we'll talk about it as well. I don't know, Curry, do you have anything about? I don't know if we can talk about the match, like X card used, X spin played. It's not
Probably
an
not.
RBC
I guess
final.
the only thing I want to ask: do you want to reveal the last two cards in your hand move? Since you do technically have two more cards to play, right?
Oh yeah, they're just crappy map ones, right? I guess I can post them in cards, right? That's fine.
Sure,
Yeah.
go ahead.
I might be wrong, but I think I had this one and this one.
Yes, that is true. Change map to the author and change map to the last resort, so Haven Island.
Yeah, well, Haven, sorry to say, Curry is boring. So I didn't want to play it.
That's fair. That's fair.
I did think you're on the mic.
Opinion.
Yeah, I did kind of want to play it because you were casting, but I'm like, I don't want to play it, man.
That's fair. That's perfectly fair, honestly.
And I think if it isn't already abundantly clear, if I'm on a side mission map, I lose. Like it's as simple as that, really, right? So why play the author?
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, I haven't got
I remember
absolute clue what I'm doing on any of them.
There was a point, I think it was before the, I'm not quite sure when, but InfoFun did have to look up. He was too invested into it. Needed to know what.
Because I knew about Scruffy. He used his cards quite quickly and then even DM'd me, like he ran out of cards. So I didn't want to reveal it in the cast as well, but
you can only have so many, right? Like he's not been in the LB at all, and that's the problem with like only drawing 3 cards a match is you're encouraged almost to play more than 3 cards, right? So unless you sweep somebody, I guess.
Like in theory, you were always gonna have like a nice refreshment of cards, but for some reason 3 still didn't feel enough. And the other assumption was that LB players will play down their cards to near 0 when they face elimination, but that also didn't happen. Players got eliminated with like 3, 4, 5 cards, which I mean it's not reasonable. Like then you just don't play the game well. But I don't want to blame anyone.
I love DMing players. Hey, you got some new cards from your LB. By the way, you discard 5 because you're on 12 now or something.
Yeah, I had to discard 3 when I beat Chris, so I don't know how many I had and he had, but one of us had too many, right? In theory.
Yeah, something like that. I think the most somebody had at some point was 12 cards, and then they had to discard 5 because they had some, and then they got a lot from their opponent. 3 additional and everything. Yeah.
You just also don't want to have a situation where someone already has 6 cards and the other player has 12. So I think there are some ideas. I don't think I love the idea of always redrawing to 8 or 7 or whatever, because you kind of have to reward like holding back sometimes, or having an easier opponent, or like anything that you can keep your best cards in a way. But I'm sure there's something in there that we can discuss. I just, don't know when, because I think now it's RWC from 12 hours from now or whatever.
Jesus, I didn't know that.
Well, signups tomorrow, so probably like tomorrow midday.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm trying to think of moments through the tournament that stands out, but like, I guess beating Scruffy with an inverted mouse is like the only thing I'm gonna maybe remember on. I can't remember anything else. Like, usually the cards are too strong and they do just hurt you too bad. But I had to like focus so hard on that Berlin, just like every second, to not just stare at my own feet.
Yeah, and you wanted Berlin not because he ripped or something. I was obviously
Yeah.
Monty trolling for him. It sort of, I think it's mostly his fault, because he was trying to also grab the Florida man late, and then Monty was around there, so he proxied all kinds of conversations.
Oh yeah.
So 9 minute spin versus 10-minute spin. It was just, but you beat him without him ripping, so it's pretty impressive there. I think this tournament was mostly about clips, which we didn't make, but I think there were so many funny moments. Not something that we'll we remember for a long time, but some cool moments for sure.
Yeah, it's because like there's not like 50 people watching it, right? And I guess the match doesn't really matter to most people, right? So it just means things that happen that are cool or whatever just don't hit quite as hard.
Yeah, it's true. I mean, it's just hard for community events in general. Probably nice to have a good gap again, and as long as people care about roulette rivals, because like we will be here as long as that is a thing.
Yeah, I think people will keep caring. Go on, sorry.
No, go ahead, please.
No, I was just gonna say I think people will keep caring about it for a while. That's all.
Yeah. Pretty much what I wanted to say as well.
Killed you then. But yeah, I mean, you do have to like kind of wing some things, I guess, when you've got like a negative card on you and get lucky. Like, I definitely got lucky on that Berlin, but I also just played it as if like I was brand new, right? That's at least the approach I had. Go up to green, triple shot, banner. Don't care about Florida at 4. Just remove every rule I have about playing it fast and just play it.
Yeah, won you the map. Won you a very competitive match as well.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not playing the game. I don't know why I can. Like the cracks do show up. Like I couldn't remember how to do suit Jordan, right, which is like a super basic thing, but I seem to remember a lot of other things decently well.
I mean,
just when I give myself too many steps, like I've got this stupid amount of shots, I guess, on Jordan's suit. I can't remember how to do them. I need to just stop doing all that.
Yeah, I mean, if this is a mood that is not playing the game, then I'm. I was gonna say I can't wait for the mood that plays the game and goes deep in the RWC, but I don't think that's something that you personally want, because it's gonna be a lot of games.
Nah, I'd burn out, right? I don't think I'm capable of practicing the game anymore. I get bored so fast.
Probably it's difficult.
Past all that.
I mean, you're on a level where it will carry you even if you don't play the game for weeks, which was seen today. Because a lot of good players enter this tournament, so you still won. Still got it.
Yeah, but you do get an advantage in that final, right? Like Scruffy did have okay cards, but like I do think getting into the final from the lower bracket, just because you don't get to pick the first map, who cares, right? You get to play a map card to cancel it anyway, so it's like
yeah.
I do think I had a big advantage on the non-hitman side of things in that match.
Yeah, I wonder if we would have gotten to see the secondary conditions if Scruffy didn't pick it first or second. First and second.
I mean, it was too obvious picking Witherton Creek first, right? I know like people pick Witherton Creek against me, but it's so obvious that he's jumping on it like straight away. I mean, I would have played a card like Dartmoor or New York, I guess, then happy with the R8 throwback on them, but not on Whittleton Creek. I don't even know where they are.
We still be on map 2 or whatever.
I'm sure he'd be fine. He seems to know where they all are, right? But it'll just be like the Patience era, where I'm just checking map every 3 seconds and he's just blasting the spin.
Scruffy says he doesn't. So
Alright,
it would have been a fun map for sure.
Run it back.
I misplayed then.
Still worked
Yeah, I
out
must say I
fine.
got shocked as well by the Uno reverse. I didn't even think that could happen. But
Yeah.
2 of my cards I played I didn't even get because he just cancelled them out.
I think it was the
The
only.
advantage of going second.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a huge. That's the biggest thing, right? Is being player 2 on that specific map. That's what I noticed. You're almost just scared. You should just say pass almost every time you first, which is not the greatest thing ever. But
Yeah,
it
it's
is cool.
also something to look out for. Difficult to balance it because it's good to be second, but it's bad to be first, and you want to encourage first players as well. All right, then. I don't know if anyone has anything for Moo or maybe even Curry or me or anyone.
Open Q&A section.
Oh boy.
But if not, then we can let you let you go on with the match, which I don't know. I checked it once. I see that. Yeah, not gonna spoil, but yeah.
Yeah, I've already seen the losing.
Mm.
Maybe it's 2 at this point. I'm not checked, but
It's time for the comeback. Time for the 9-5.
yeah, I'll let you guys close it out then. Peace.
Sounds good. Congratulations, Moo.
Congratulations.
Thank you again, guys.
Indeed, we should close it out then, Curry. I think as we can see here, up here, obviously, it's a Moo 9, Scruffy 5, and Moo is our Wacky Roulette 2 champion. Do you have any last thoughts about the match or the tournament?
I mean, so far, the tournament honestly has progressed a lot smoother than I expected. We did have a lot less last minute rule changes, or not changes, considerations how cards should be resolved. So yeah, overall, quite happy with the tournament and a very exciting grand final to close it out.
Yeah, I'm glad it worked out that way with a competitive final between probably the 2 best players at the moment. So yeah, I think it's just down for me to say thank you everyone for watching, and just gonna go through the sheet to say thank you to our casters who were Daisy, Jodelpha, Chris X3, Afro, Mika, Moo. It's gonna be very awkward if I miss someone. But it's gonna be these players from the early matches. Keben, if I didn't say already, GK Punk from the late matches, and of course Curry with the couple late casts, and a lot of admins. Also who admined a lot is, I think, Yanni, PG did some, Scruffy and Alf, so it was a community effort for sure, and we got through of it. Double elimination tournament is always very, very daunting for well, mostly for the host, I think, because I think it can be seen that some evenings and some days we'll just have, things line up incorrectly, and then there'll be 3-4 matches that are really tough. But all in all, I think it was a successful 4 weeks, and I hope everyone enjoyed it. And in whatever shape or form or year this tournament will continue, on whichever server, I'm sure it will be plenty improved further with this experience. And yeah, hopefully that will be even more fun than Wacky Roulette 2, which I definitely enjoyed. I think everyone here knows that the biggest tournament of the year will start its signups tomorrow, RWC at the Fraud 7 speedrunning community. So if you haven't already, I guess it's this comment that you should join. I would plug Providence, but it's gonna happen in there for a while. So, let's try to be topical. Signups tomorrow with all the changes revealed then, condition changes and rule changes. And from October 2nd, the bracket draw on Thursday in less than 2 weeks. 7.5 weeks of constant roulette action will kind of close out the year, but of course we will still have your amazing R rewards in December, which I also cannot wait for.
You're free to nominate as much, as little as you want. You can nominate Wacky Roulette too, as best community event if you want, but of course you don't have to.
And my vote is for Arlen, but definitely appreciate it if someone nominates it. But yeah, in terms of Wacky Roulette 2, this should be it from us. Thank you again, Curry, for the co-cast and the admin and all the work that you've done for these 4 weeks and the weeks before that, because without the Wacky Cards system and Iron Man and all the automation, this tournament would simply not be possible.
Yeah, and also thanks to you for all the preparation, the thoughts going into the rules, the cards, and yeah, all the admins, the hours put into this project wouldn't have been possible without you any less.
Appreciate it. And of course, once again, thank you all for watching, and GG's again, Moo. Congratulations. And I think we have to say goodbye. So until next time, see you everyone.
Bye-bye.